Well, second evening of not seeing a calf out here, and that's great. That's what I want. But that cow right there, now she's been standing there for the last 2 or 3 minutes while I've been watching them, and her tail has kind of stayed a little bit up. And she's the one that's been bagged up for a while, and so since nothing's happening that we can see out the rear end, I'm not gonna come back in 2 hours, but we'll come back in a little bit, 4 or 5 hours, and double check. Like I said, it's midnight now. Normally I'm not this much of a mother hen, but we just went through some bad weather. A lot of wind and snow yesterday, changes to the barometric pressure, and today some extreme cold. So the changes in the pressure can trigger a calving or a labor, and we're only a couple days ahead of what the calendar says for a due date. So it's not completely unheard of for some bad weather to trigger labor when you're close anyhow. But if it was 20 degrees with no wind overnight, I'd just come out at 5 or 6 in the morning and greet the new calf. But with this weather, it's just too easy to be a little inconvenienced. Yep, I'm tired and unproductive for a couple days in the shop, because you spend most of your night coming out every several hours to check the cows. Well, not every several hours, but like her, you don't see nothing happening, but there's signs, and that's what the last couple days have been. That, like, there's signs, and it's like, God, she's gonna pop any minute, so you keep coming back out and checking, and so we're supposed to have 10 of them pop here any day. But with this bad weather, it's just too easy to be a little inconvenienced, and hopefully you have no loss, or you're doing your best to minimize loss. If I just slept in through this storm and you came out at 7 in the morning and there was a dead calf, or if they walk off from the herd on the back side and the calf is buried in snow and dead, I would feel horrible. I would be very disappointed in myself for not trying a little harder. But if you're out here a few times a night and you still lose a calf, well, then you're gonna lose a calf. I think she is starting. She's starting to arch her back, holding her tail out. I think contractions have started on her, but nothing's happening. We don't see any feet or any head or any water bag out the back yet. So yeah, I'll just tell the wife to come wake me up in a couple hours, because she's gonna have a calf to greet to the world. And so, all right. Well, first calf is on the ground. So like we said, at 2 o'clock in the morning is when Mom started lifting her tail and showing signs that she was going into labor. And so we watched for a little bit, and then at 5 we came back out at 5, and she was over here laying against another cow. She was laying against another cow. The other cow stood up, and then she flipped over backwards, so her feet were up in the air, and you're like, oh crap. And so Karen got out and guided me with the bucket, and I got the snow and the hay underneath, and then lifted up until she was able to rock herself flat. Then she got herself up and moved over here, and we were out here for an hour and a half watching it just slowly progress. And yeah, about 6 o'clock the feet appeared, disappear, appear, disappear. And she was 2, 3, 4 minutes between contractions. And but you had 2 feet. One of them was down, one was a little bit in, so they were both kind of V'd like a Superman flying, you know. And at 6:30, the feet were out, in, and you could see what you picture as the head hitting her cervix and kind of like thump. And so at 6:30 we went in and had breakfast. We're kind of coming up with a game plan, like what do we do if we get back out here and there's no progress being made. And so we were checking our vet supplies and seeing what we wanted to do, and come back out, boom, 8 o'clock, calf on the ground. It's 12 degrees below zero, but in the next couple hours it's supposed to get above zero within a couple hours, and that sun is very warm coming through the glass of the cab here. That feels awesome. And you can see the cows behind Karen steaming off. So she's walking through because there's 2 more that look like they're starting. So later today we might have 1 or 2 more. Maybe it's a false alarm, but there's a chance. There's a chance. And so he's just starting. I mean, he just hit the ground a few minutes ago, and so she's flopping him all around, and you can see her afterbirth or placenta, whatever the heck you call it, the membrane, outer back side, that's froze solid. So it's cold outside, but she's got him, he's not even steaming anymore, so she's got him licked up pretty clean. And yeah, first calf of the year. I'm excited to see what that little guy does. Yep, there you go, Mom. Yeah, she's flopping that little guy all around, getting his belly good. She seems to have really good maternal instincts here, and mother hen right there is it's gonna make sure that the rest of that calf's life is nothing but comfort. Well, Mom won't let the calf nurse. She's doing a good job. She's licking the calf, she's protecting the calf, she's doing everything right, but she's just not letting the calf nurse. And so we're just gonna bring her in the chute, and it's been enough time that we just need to get her in the chute and help the calf latch. Come on, Dipsticky. Stupid. And yep, that's what we're doing. We did lose 1 calf. Karen thought maybe it was laid on, but when we got out here, we looked at it a little more. A little more playing detective, and it might have just been stillborn or froze. Somehow we just never even saw it. For as much time as we spent out here, that's rather frustrating. But we saved 1 cow's life and 1 calf's life, but we lost 1 calf. Come on, Mom. Be nice. Let him nurse. Yeah. Fill that tummy up, little guy. Feast away. Feast away. You know, You got to have all these other mother hens in the group. Oh, that's back to you now. He got right back on. That's awesome. He had a little drink this morning, or yeah, late this morning. And look at him go now. Heck yeah, buddy. Heck yeah. Get her done. Get her done. Fill that tummy up for the night. Mom's doing a good job of cleaning him, protecting him, paying attention where he's at. But she just will not let him nurse. And I don't know if she's too uncomfortable. So we nursed the other side earlier, so we're doing this side now. And get it, get it. Find any one of them. Whoop, whoop. Well, we put Mom in the chute. They both did good. He's kind of that typical big, slow, not dumb, but just big and slow calf syndrome kind of deal. But he's getting there. We put the blanket on him. His shivering is pretty much going away. He's starting to get walking around. He's just kind of slow, off to a slow start. But yeah, so we got more bales here, and we'll be back tonight for the next group. Here you can see Karen next to the calf. He did good in the chute. He got a few licks in and nursed on a couple quarters. He's a big boy. It's kind of big dumb calf syndrome, but yeah, he's a big boy. We put the blanket on him. And Mom accepted it. She come out of the chute, and I don't know if it's right or wrong, but I had some hay in my hand, in my glove, and I pet the calf. I rubbed the hay on the coat and rubbed it on her face, and then when she licked the hay in my hand, I rubbed her nostrils and her mouth and got a lot of her saliva on my glove, and then rubbed the calf warming blanket. And she come out of the chute, turned right around and started licking them. So that's a good deal. And yeah, yep. So here at the end of the day, right before dark, Karen's just gonna keep spending the day out here with them, to see if he does latch on again, and if not, well then we'll run him in the chute and do it again.